People just love Goldie Hawn, don't they? I love Goldie Hawn, especially from the back. I didn't say that. It's Food Science 504 next at Joe Bob Summer School. We'll be studying Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and I'll be cooking with celebrity chef Wolfgang Puck at his famous restaurant Spago. That's right, we got the classroom parked in Beverly Hills, California, plastic surgery capital of the world, and Clint Howard is coming by after Willy Wonka for the television premiere of The Ice Cream Man. See, more food. Trip time, and aren't you excited? I'm Professor Joe Bob, and tonight's class here at Joe Bob Summer School is Food Science 504, the prerequisite of which is eating 101 and piling the dishes in the sink 203, so I hope you've all completed those. We've got the classroom parked out in front of the famous Spago, because we just rolled into L.A., and Super Chef Wolfgang Puck is going to teach yours truly to cook tonight. We'll also be watching two great culinary films, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and the horror comedy Ice Cream Man, starring tonight's second guest lecturer, the awesome Clint Howard. So, okay, here's the overarching philosophical food science question that I want to deal with tonight. Dessert. Okay? When did dessert become so hysterically funny? Why is it that every time I go to a restaurant, the waiter comes sniveling up to the table like a guy in a Cheech and Chong movie saying, "You guys need some stuff, man?" You know, what he really says is, you aren't going to believe what we have on the dessert cart tonight. You know, giggle, giggle, wink, wink. We have kiwi tarts, a creme caramel. I would suggest the Bailey's Irish cream cheesecake. If you haven't had that, you'll want to stuff it in your underwear and wear it home. Ha, ha, ha. Funny, funny, funny. But here's the interesting part. Up to now, the guy's just a dim bulb character who likes to dress up in a sailor suit and spoon creme brulee out of a bowl for a living, right? But then everybody at the table joins into this. You know, we are now into the stand-up comedy part of the meal, right? And we won't be out of it for another 15 minutes because Shirley, the 450-pound woman, says, "I can't believe you would do this to me. You're so naughty." You know, ha, 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 giggle, giggle. Harvey says, "I really shouldn't," you know. I usually try to break up this riotous laugh fest, you know, by saying to the guy, nothing. You know, the word nothing is a good word. It's definite, it's simple, you know, and the dim bulb waiter says, "Nothing? Are you sure? Not even a little flan? How about one of our peach tarts? You know, what am I supposed to do? Beat him up? You know, demand to see his waiter ID? You know, and then the table said, "Come on, Joe Bob, have some of my baked Alaska. I'll order it if you'll help me." I don't want to help you eat a baked Alaska, you know. If I wanted to help you, I would buy you an abdominizer, you know. If I wanted to eat a baked Alaska, I'd order a baked Alaska. But I don't have any interest in helping you eat your baked Alaska. So finally, they give up on me and they turn to the other people at the table. You know, why don't we just get two and share? You know, how about one tort and one chocolate mousse? And Shirley, the warthog, she says, "All right, you talked me into it." You know, laugh, 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 guffaw, guffaw. Because you see, nobody talked Shirley into it. It was Shirley's idea in the first place. And then they bring the stuff and everybody spears it with these tiny forks off of everybody else's plate. And then they comment on every single bite. You know, "Oh, this is so sinful. This is better than sex." You know, let me point something out to you people. Food is not sinful. Food is not better than sex, right? It's something you eat. Food is food. You know, in Latin, pabulum est pabulum. And there ends the lecture portion of Food Science 504. We'll be entering the lab, also known as the Spago Kitchen, at the first break, where we'll learn to cook from the world-famous Wolfgang Puck while we watch one of the most requested films in the library, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. But it's not the kiddos who request that movie, it's the goofy grown-ups. This is one of those movies you get at the video store to watch with your kid, but only because you want to watch it. And let's get it going. We'll be moving inside to the exclusive Spago at the first break. And don't forget Clint Howard of the very talented Howard family. Ron Howard, of course, and then their father, Rance Howard, who also turns up in movies around here. Anyway, Clint, a favorite of mine for years, will be here for our second flick, Ice Cream Man. Go. Want to win a free video of some obscure horror movie you've never heard of that some guy in West Virginia made in his basement? Of course you do. That's why umpteen jillion people have discovered our Find That Flick contest. If you've never heard of it, forget it. It's too complicated to explain on TV. But you can find out all about it on our Monstervision website at tnt.turner.com/Monstervision. And I'll give you one clue. If you're one of those guys who never leaves his apartment except to rent videos, this contest was designed to give heretofore unrealized meaning to your life.
Play the Find That Flick contest at tnt.turner.com/Monstervision. Back to Joe Bob Summer School and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory on TNT.
Okay, Professor Joe Bob here, and we're now in the kitchen of the world-famous Spago restaurant because we had dinner here and it cost $9,000, and this is the only way for us to work it off. I'm kidding. We're here because my guest lecturer, the famous chef Wolfgang Puck, doesn't want me to be seen in the main dining room.
Absolutely. You look like you belong in the kitchen already.
Ladies and gentlemen, the inventor of the California-style pizza and a lot of California-style food in general, Mr. Wolfgang Puck.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome.
Good to
Wolfgang,
see you.
You know, we don't have a lot of guys in my neighborhood named Wolfgang.
No?
So you're not from here, are you?
Well, I'm not from here. I'm from Austria, actually. I live in the southern part of Austria,
okay.
and I always love to eat pizza. And I think what is better than at home? You turn on your TV and eat a little pizza.
That's
so
right.
I'm going to show you how to make it right.
Tell me the truth now. Before we cook here, if I walked into your restaurant, what kind of table would I get on a weekend? What's tougher, weeknights or weekends?
No, I think you have to make reservations. But you know what is important is once you know the maitre or the manager, or if you know me.
Well, I know you now, right?
Now you know me, so it's easy. You don't have to wait. We'll give you a table anytime. But it's better.
But I just have this measly little cable show, so where would my table be?
I think it's an important television show because you show all these movies about food, and that's the most important thing.
Okay, well, I'd rather be here in the inner sanctum, the actual Puck kitchen, where you're going to show us how to make one of your famous pizzas, right?
We're going to make one here. Here's the dough.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah,
okay,
I'm ready.
Here you take the dough.
Oh, because I do this so often
you do
in
like
my
me,
cheap
like
walk-up
that. You stretch it. See, like that?
Stretch it. Okay.
Very good. And then you go like this.
Okay.
So it's really easy. And all of a sudden you have a pizza.
Well, yours got bigger than mine really quick.
Look, up. We almost caught it. Oh, it's still here.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you want to stretch it nice and thin, you know, not too thick. You can see my fingers through it?
Uh-huh.
All right, perfect. Let's put a little flour here.
Okay. Go one more, Cass.
Very good. Look at that. Wow. If you don't make it on television, you always can come and work with us here.
Okay.
We always need good pizza people. All right, next thing is we're going to put a little olive oil.
Olive oil. I love olive oil.
Okay. And naturally cheese. So you take, for yours, a little cheese.
All right.
Sprinkle it nicely, and then you can put on whatever you want. I like a little tomato. You like tomatoes? This is for my son. You can look here.
All this stuff?
We have peppers, leeks, mushrooms, whatever you want. Or you take a few
What's
tomatoes.
that?
This is lobster for our salad. I'm going to show you that later.
Okay, so tomatoes.
One of my favorite things is prosciutto, so I always put a little prosciutto. It gives a nice salty, peppery taste. All right.
Okay.
And something we started years ago is goat cheese. This is fresh goat cheese. It's really good.
Goat cheese.
And not make just a mountain. This is not a pizza mountain.
Oh, sorry.
Spread it out a little bit. All right.
I was going vertical there.
Okay. Okay, just put a few more things. Maybe a little bell pepper. Roasted pepper.
Pepper's good. Okay.
Okay. And
That's it?
A little basil. Oh, you put on some. I put a little bit too. Now let's put a little cheese on top. That's it?
All right.
All right, so now we have to bake it.
Okay.
And this is our microwave here. You see with the big flame in here?
Yeah, okay.
Right.
So we're going to pop this baby in the oven.
Pop
so
the
it's
baby in
ready
the
by
oven
the next
and
break,
cook it.
right?
It takes about 5 minutes.
Okay. Going
That's
back to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
All right. One.
There we go. That is a humongous oven.
Okay, here we have another one. You see, it's important that it slides on your pizza paddle here so you can get it in. Go in nice and slow.
Great.
All right.
You know, Wolfgang, I'm from the South, and I don't know if you noticed, but how about, do you ever put Vienna sausage on these?
No, barbecue
Those
chicken.
are from your homeland, right?
Absolutely,
Vienna.
but we do put pepperonis or barbecue chicken.
Oh, okay.
Or barbecue pork, whatever you like. Barbecue goes actually very well with the pizza, so
Okay.
you won't go hungry in the South either.
All right, I believe you.
All right.
When you enter the caption contest and you don't win, do not write us a letter saying his caption sucks. Let's be good sports about this, okay? After all, the only reason you're so angry is that the stakes are so low. One measly Monstervision t-shirt. Because if the prize is that cheap and you don't win it, it kind of brings into question your potential in all areas, right? But let's not dwell on that. If you think your caption is hilarious, then come on down to the website and try to make the six-headed jury laugh. That address is tnt.turner.com/Monstervision. And here's a tip. Think 6th grade humor. We love that.
Try to win a free t-shirt in our caption contest on the one and only Monstervision website at tnt.turner.com/Monstervision. Back to Joe Bob Summer School and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory on TNT.
Okay, here we are back at Spago with Uber Chef Wolfgang Puck, who's just taken our pizza out of the oven.
Yeah, all right. You see the cheese is nice and bubbly. Look how beautiful it looks.
Turn out okay. Is that mine or yours?
Oh, I think this is yours. It looks too good that I can make it that nice. All right, look, a perfect pizza. I think forget about doing this television. You come and cook here. I think you have too much talent for television.
I wanted to ask you, Wolfgang, you know, you also have the best frozen dinners on the market. You know?
Yeah.
How many grams of fat are really in those frozen dinners?
We actually have some pizzas with no fat at all.
Really?
We have some food with no fat at all if you're on a diet. But, you know, cheese tastes good, so there's a little fat in it. So a pizza with no fat to me is not a real pizza.
Well, Wolfgang, you know, there aren't that many super chefs who have frozen dinners, so I was surprised to hear that. So how did you get into that?
Because I had people like Johnny Carson who took pizzas home like 10, 15 years ago, and they froze it, and then they kept it in the freezer. And whenever they needed it, they cooked it, and it came out perfect.
Good answer. Okay. I guess we should make a salad to go with it.
All right. And now we're going to make our producer's favorite salad.
Is this your signature salad?
The Spago Crop salad. Which
the beginner's actually, version, though,
It's really wonderful. We have here a little romaine and watercress in here. You can see that.
Uh-huh.
We put a little balsamic vinaigrette. And we mix it well. So it's really very easy. But this is a perfect main course salad, or you can have it for an appetizer in a smaller version. Okay, let's take this over here. Okay, see? Now we have all different ingredients here. We have tomatoes. Okay, let's make a nice roll with tomatoes here. Right?
Well, this is a very light salad, right?
Well, it's light. I don't know. Yeah, still light. You're right.
Okay.
A few ounces.
I would just think Austrians ate heavy salads.
No.
No?
But I'm in America for 25 years, in California.
Okay. You get a lot of celebrity customers in your restaurant, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, most of the people come here. They live here from, you know, Tony Curtis, for example, comes every night.
Really? Somebody told me they saw Joey Buttafuoco in your Hollywood restaurant.
Oh, yeah?
Is he in there?
Who is he? I don't know.
You don't know who he's in?
It's a friend of yours,
Just
probably. I don't know.
what he ordered, you know?
Huh? Is he one of your friends or what?
Can we keep the pizza warm till the next break?
You're sure?
We need to get back to the...
And here we have a little lobster on here.
For the golden tickets. What all are we putting on there?
Lobster, or you can have shrimps or chicken or a lot of different things.
Okay.
Okay, if you want a little avocado.
That's looking good. All right.
Very easy and fast. You see that? Let's put a little more lobster, huh?
Wolfgang, do you ever go home and just say, I want a big bag of Cheetos and a giant Pepsi?
What are you talking about? I don't know. What is the kind of food you're eating? I don't know where this guy is. Where does he come from?
Okay, fire away. I can take it. Hit me with your best shots. You're going to reduce me to tears, aren't you? You're going to emasculate me with your mail, as usual. But if you got something to say about tonight's movie, or me, or the mail girl, or the war in Kosovo, then I invite you, because I am a masochist, to contact me at my personal email address, monstervision@turner.com, or you can visit the Monstervision website at tnt.turner.com/Monstervision and send a crushing, mean-spirited email from there. Or you can even do it the old-fashioned way by sending a letter to Monstervision, care of TNT Programming, 1010 Techwood Drive, Atlanta, Georgia, 30318. So I've given you 3 ways to nuke me. I would remind you, God is watching what you write.
Visit the Monstervision website at tnt.turner.com/Monstervision. Back to Joe Bob Summer School and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory on TNT.
I love that dance sequence with Jack Albertson. The studio wanted to bring it out in the streets, but the director of Willy Wonka, Mel Stewart, wanted the movie to be as realistic as possible, so they did it in the room around the bed, even though it was a big pain in the butt to shoot. Anyhow, we're here on our field trip to Spago with world-famous chef Wolfgang Puck, and we've been joined by another chef. We've been joined by Cameron Puck, sometimes known as Charlie Puck, who recently produced a video for the Center for Early Education.
Yeah, absolutely. On pizzas, not on chocolate. His real favorite is really chocolate. You know,
really?
That's what he loves.
This is your favorite dessert, Cameron?
Yeah.
What are you making here? Tell us a little bit.
Not telling you. It's my secret recipe.
It's your secret recipe. How am I going to make it? Well, I'm going to make my own chocolate. You see what I have here? I'm going to make chocolate dinosaurs because I know the kids love them. You know, you fill them up.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's fill them all up. You like chocolate?
That looks good.
You taste it? It's perfect.
I want to ask Cameron a question.
Okay.
What exactly does Spago mean?
Spago means, I think he doesn't...
He doesn't know and I don't know. Only you know.
Only I. That's my secret. See, he has the secret for the chocolate cake and I have the secret for the name.
Yeah.
The name is actually a string with no beginning, no beginning and no end. So you could have it like this, see?
Really?
A string of chocolate. Look at that.
I had never heard that explained before.
All right. Chocolate is great. Look at that. And then we can mold them. The same thing. What is Cameron gonna do here? All right. So these are the dinosaurs. You can see we made a few up here already.
So those are chocolate dinosaurs. What are these that Cameron's
What
making?
are you making, Cameron, here? He doesn't want to tell me. I really want the recipe, and I never can get it from him. This is his special chocolate pyramid. Now, it is not quite finished yet. Maybe we have Willy over there. She's going to have some half ready already.
I want to ask you, Wolfgang, you're one of the few chefs who's never gotten to be overweight. Do you work out, or how you make all these desserts and you never get overweight?
No, I'm a little overweight. Stay here. Willy, what are we going to do with this chocolate? Come here. Come on, what you got? You know how you finish your chocolate
Okay.
here? Is it with this one? All right, should I try it? Oh, it's good. Oh, and that's comes out. Oh.
What are we doing here, Wolfgang?
Look at that.
We're bringing out food weapons.
Yeah.
And what is that? Great, thank
All
you.
right.
What does this do?
It's working very well.
All right, let's finish this off at the next break. Here's where the movie really takes off. They held back the appearance of Willy Wonka to the last possible minute, and then the suspense is worth the wait. So, okay,
I
good.
love the chocolate. You love chocolate? You really like it.
Back to Joe Bob Summer School and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory on TNT.
Well, Gene Wilder just suddenly appears 45 minutes into the movie, and he takes over, doesn't he? We're here on our field trip to the famous restaurant Spago for Food Science Night at Joe Bob Summer School, and Wolfgang Puck and I and Cameron Puck are still working on dessert. So what else can you show me, Wolfgang?
Well,
what other
we have
kinds of dessert do you
all
have here?
kinds of chocolate. You know, chocolate is everybody's favorite, and I think my dream would be to own a chocolate factory too. But I think my son really is what he really likes, and he loves to bake chocolate cakes, and he actually mixes chocolate and flour and butter and sugar together and makes wonderful cakes.
This other one, I noticed you're going vertical here, Wolfgang. That one's kind of vertical. What is this thing that they talk about all the time with vertical food, as opposed to horizontal?
These are just cookies, some puff pastry cookies with a little chocolate inside. You can see the brown part.
Yeah.
And then we have the little turtles here, the little chocolate turtles. You can see that. And here we have one of my favorite is chocolate toffee.
Yeah.
It's caramel, chocolate, and pistachio nuts. That's fantastic. It's
Those
the
look
perfect
great.
way when you eat. Taste them. When you watch a movie, you eat this chocolate next to you. It's perfect. All you need is hot chocolate, and then you're in heaven.
Somebody told me that vertical food is big as opposed to horizontal food, right?
Well, it's like vertical or horizontal. Some things you can make and stand up, and some things just lie down.
You know
all
what would
the
be
time.
really interesting? Diagonal food.
Okay,
Never
you can
seen
do that.
that.
You come out with something. I can see you will be pretty long.
Okay, I'm going to move to the dining room at the next break and enjoy all this fine food I've made. Wolfgang, thanks for teaching us how to cook. Thank you, Cameron, for being here.
Thank you,
Let's continue
Cameron.
with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate
Are
Factory.
you going to give me your recipe for the cake now or what?
This is
No, it's
This is really easy to do at home, too, isn't it, Wolfgang?
Absolutely.
Anybody can do this.
Rusty the Mail Girl here, inviting you to visit our Monstervision website. This is the place to get the scoop on zombies, ghouls, road warriors, or whatever happens to be the late-breaking story on this week's show. Check out our Playmate of the Week, or try your luck at the Monstervision caption contest and win a free t-shirt. Or visit Joe Bob's mailbag page where you can see your favorite fan mail of the week. To find us on the internet, go to tnt.turner.com/Monstervision. I'll be waiting.
Visit the Monstervision website at tnt.turner.com/Monstervision. Back to Joe Bob Summer School and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory on TNT.
Oompa loompa doompity-doo. We have a perfect puzzle for you. Love those Oompa Loompas. I'm now in the dining room of the world-famous Spago restaurant, about to enjoy the delicious pizza that I just made with Wolfgang. And thanks. That's the presentation. Anyway, it was pretty hard casting all those midgets as the Oompa Loompas. And wait a sec, I finally found out the distinction between midgets and dwarves, you know? Midgets are small people who are perfectly formed, and dwarves have the big heads. So the Oompa Loompas are actually dwarves, they're not midgets. They had to cast them from all over Europe, and most of them didn't speak English, so they had American singers dub the songs in later. And the message of the Oompa Loompa seems to be that if a parent lets a kid get away with bad behavior, then the kid should be disposed of. So I think this is why a few of the reviewers said the movie is mean-spirited and too dark. Well, history has proven them wrong, so let's continue with the totally unpredictable Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And don't forget, the affable Clint Howard is joining us for the second movie tonight, Ice Cream Man. So let's try this pizza. Okay, so class, what have we learned so far? Pizza rules, right? That's right.
Think you're funnier than Joe Bob? Who isn't, right? But can you prove it? Then enter the Monstervision caption contest and try to make the six-headed jury laugh. And no, I'm not one of the heads. What do you win if you slay them with your caption? How about this incredibly collectible t-shirt? To play, go to tnt.turner.com/Monstervision and look for the caption contest link. And may the best man, woman, or mutant win. Everyone's eligible. Oh, except Joe Bob. We've heard enough from him, don't you think?
Play the Monster Caption Contest and win a free t-shirt at tnt.turner.com/Monstervision. Back to Joe Bob Summer School and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory on TNT.
Well, we're still here on our field trip to Spago, which we learned from Wolfgang Puck a little earlier means a long, stringy thing. And I'm enjoying the fruits of my labors while watching Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I saw an interview with Denise Nickerson, the girl who played Violet Beauregard, and she said they made her stay in that giant blueberry bubble for 8 hours, including while everyone else left her there and went to lunch. And speaking of food, thank you very much. My salad. All right. I'm not normally a salad person. I think lettuce is basically for cows, but Wolfgang Puck helped me with this one, so I'll dig into this. And anyhow, Jack Albertson wasn't having any fun on the movie either. Apparently the reason he looked scared in the fizzy lifting room is that he was in enormous pain. He was suspended by black wires against a black background, and at his age, it was kind of an ordeal, but all in the service of his art. So back to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and stick around for actor Clint Howard, who will be with us for our second flick, Ice Cream Man. Where's the guy with the giant pepper mill? I love that part. I want one of those enormous, I want a pepper mill like this. You know that thing that looks like a Pakistani birth control device? It's just like huge. Joe Bob, I saw this movie in 1984, and it had a girl in it, and she's sitting by this tree. What movie was that? People, we have got to have more information than that when you're submitting something for the Find That Flick contest. Now, normally, if you give me a plot description, I will know the title of the movie you're trying to remember. But if I can't answer it, hundreds of my fellow drive-in mutants can, because I got fans that watch 32 movies a day. They never leave their apartments. So to find out how to play and all the free junk you can win, visit the Monstervision website at tnt.turner.com/Monstervision and look for the Find That Flick contest. Joe Bob, I saw this movie with a talking bear in it and Morgan Fairchild naked. See, that's a description I can work with.
Visit the Monstervision website at tnt.turner.com/Monstervision. Back to Joe Bob Summer School and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory on TNT.
Okay, Veruca Salt. That actress is named Julie Dawn Cole, and her song and dance number, I Want It Now, is definitely the bratty highlight of all the bratty behavior in this movie. Julie Dawn Cole still works on the British stage, and in London television, she was in EastEnders, which is on PBS. Okay, it's dessert time, and you know, as we were talking earlier, how everybody can't really, this is one of those things that we did before. I think this is what Cameron did, actually, but you know, everybody can't order dessert without having a 15-minute conversation about it. You know, I'll order it if you'll split it with me. You know, why don't you bring some extra forks? Well, I don't want to split it, and I don't want any extra gouges out of my dessert with other people's forks, okay? I'll order something, and you know what I'll do? I'll eat it. Okay. All right, extra forks. All right, I might as well cover what the other kids are up to. This was the one and only role for the kid who played Charlie, Peter Ostrom. He became a veterinarian. Michael Boldner, who played Augustus Gloop, is now an accountant in Germany. Denise Nickerson, who played Violet Beauregard, became a nurse and then a housewife. And Paris Themin, or Mike TV, does all kinds of things, including hanging out at the Wonka Mania conventions. Warner Brothers Studio just got the rights to do a remake of the movie, and the rumors are that Nicolas Cage might play Willy Wonka. I don't know if I can see him singing Pure Imagination, but they didn't know Gene Wilder could sing when they cast him either. Anyhow, time for the wonderful conclusion to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, directed by Mel Stewart, who has been a guest on this show a couple times. And speaking of guests, Clint Howard, the star of our next movie, Ice Cream Man, will be joining us in a bit, so roll the film. And I'm getting out of here because there are 3 camera guys, a boom operator, some audio guys who are about to dogpile this dessert. So guys, just wait till I'm out of the way, okay?
And now, Joe Bob Summer School and Ice Cream Man on TNT.
And so ends Willy Wonka, with Charlie accepting the keys to the Chocolate Kingdom. I should point out that that wasn't originally how the film was supposed to end. The last line of the script was actually, yippee! But Mel Stewart, the director, didn't think that was good enough, so he held everybody on the set in Germany, and he called the writer, David Seltzer, at a bar in Maine, and he told him that he had 1 minute to write a final line that summed up the whole picture. So Seltzer comes back to the phone a minute later, and he gives him what has become one of the most famous ending lines in film. But Charlie, don't forget what happened to the man who suddenly got everything he always wanted. What happened? He lived happily ever after. So, all right, we're back out in the lecture hall, and that movie was kind of a change of pace for us. For those diehards who've been thinking there's something wrong with their cable, hang around for a couple minutes here, because we have guest lecturer Clint Howard joining us to talk about all his excellent movie roles, including the one in our next flick where he plays the nice man in the white coat who drives the ice cream truck and sometimes makes special flavors out of the body parts of murdered children. Is this sick or what? This is sick. Of course, that's why we love it. But before he joins us, I want to remind you that next week is the last week of Joe Bob Summer School. It's Recreational Geography 207, and we'll be watching National Lampoon's European Vacation and The Great Outdoors, and we'll be joined by producer Matty Simmons, who was one of the creators of the National Lampoon, and travel expert, are you ready for this? Robin Leach is going to be here next week. And then the week after that, yes, the rumors are true, we're moving out to L.A. for good. So we're going to Hollywood, and our very first show is something extra special. I'll tell you about it later. Okay, we're still studying food science here, so let's continue the lesson with the world television premiere of Ice Cream Man. It's that old tale of the neighborhood ice cream man whose goodies include all kinds of yummy things like cockroaches, mice, and eyeballs from previous customers. Let me put it this way, don't order the Rocky Road. Clint Howard usually plays wackos, but this is definitely one of his wackoest roles, so let's do the drive-in totals. We have 7 dead bodies, 1 dead dog, eyeball chewing, waffle iron to the face, head on a cone, heads on ice cream scoops, ice pick through the mouth, kung fu, and the special effects in this thing are surprisingly decent. I give it 3.5 stars. It's also one of the shortest movies we've ever shown, so if you don't like it, it'll be over before you know it. So, roll the film. And don't forget that the ice cream man himself, Clint Howard, will be here in just a few minutes. Clint also happens to be Ron Howard's little brother, and he's in all of Ron's movies, which means he's experienced the full range of on-set catering. He goes from beanie weenies to caviar and back to beanie weenies. So let me tell you, if I had to put up with caviar, I'd be throwing some major hissy fits, though. So is Clint in the house? I think he's in the house. Clint! 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 Clint's in the house!